Tsunami coat of arms. When you see here, the coat of arms was eventually changed and they whitewashed the original complexion of the Tsunami Aboriginals who are within the 60-degree west. So Abraham, who is usually noted as the first Hebrew, right, understand the crossover, understand that Africa, right, Abraham named this land Africa after the name of his son Afar. So we understand that this region here of Africa was given to Abraham's son with the Torah. Look at the pole star as and the protection, right, of the three seas, the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Indian. Right, so understand the crossing over that would take place from zero to come into this land, right? You would need to cross over water to go into Asia from 0 degrees, okay? You need to cross over the water to come into this land here. As I showed you, they call it the populace on the great island continent. This is who understand when they implement 100. Starting from the exact pole center or the core of the earth. These areas during the summer experience extended periods of daylight. When we understand what takes place in the winter is the exact opposite when the sun is in the southern tropic. So during this time of the summer, from the spring into these extended periods of daylight, what it's called, this is why the annual flood was known at this particular time, going in from during the time of the Sirius rising or the Heliac rising. You understand the Sirius rising, the Heliac rising of the sun, and how this affected the waters and the flood to follow for the annual procession of the funerary processions of the soul, the sun. So when you look at this constellation, which is of 30 degrees, from 30 degrees west to 60 degrees west, and how these landmarks in this particular area are the gate to come into the Virgo, to the Virgin's Cape. This is why we see starting from the exact pole center or the core of the earth. These areas during the summer experience extended. When you look at the 5th month and the 6th month in this particular time of August, before the fall, this particular time of the summer and coming into this northern tropic melts the ice sheets in the Arctic Circle in these areas 60 degrees north on this latitude and above, starting from the exact pole center or the core of the earth. These areas during the summer experience extended periods of daylight. When we understand, when you look at the 5th month,
Virgo, in the Leo, Virgo, 60 degrees west, from the Leo, 30 degrees west, going in the wind, August to September, Yaka War, Rosh Hashanah, piece of boots, piece of trumpets, blowing in the wind, blow the trumpet, blow the whistle, it's the end, in the Leo, Virgo. I'm going for the midsummer.
Or the mouth of death, or the mouth of Nut, as the ancient Egyptians tried to explain how the new birth or the rebirth of the sun would take place in the east, and the swallowing of the sun in the mouth of the west, which is why when we look at the depiction in the hieroglyphs and the positioning of the stella and the solar and the consumption of the sun to mark the ending of the day, for these deacons to mark time and be calculated in time, and their 10-day stands for 30 days. These constellations and these houses and hours of time and markings of the sun, cardinal points for it cross, and the horizon, the great horizon line. When you look at the prime meridian and this thing, this is the great horizon line, which is the summer house and winter house. So when we cardinal to the Virgo, to the Virgin's Cape, this is why we see the significance. When you look at Amos, especially the 3rd chapter and 15th verse, it says, I will smite the winter house with the summer house, and the houses of ivy shall perish, and the great houses shall have an end, saith the Lord. So when you look at these things, you understand the gold ivory coast, and understand on this latitude and above, starting from the exact pole center or the core of the earth. These areas during the summer experience extended periods of daylight. When we understand what takes place in the winter is the exact opposite when the sun is in the southern tropics. On this latitude and above, from 60 degrees north, and progression, these things are essential to the calculating and observing of time. To know the sun's position on the horizon line at sunset. Now, sunset in the west coast and the coast of California, in these regions, in the ending portion of the grand scale of the day, because you understand there are four sunsets in one day, but the grand sunset and the grand rise, people say the summer and the winter, extended periods of daylight, what is extended periods of
Kinda bad, baby, but she don't wanna love me, baby. She just wanna fuck me, she just wanna side me, she don't want no money, baby. She like the way I do it, yeah. She like the way I taste it like that. She like the way I touch it like that. Got her on the move like you love me, you don't really love me, you just wanna fuck me every single day. You just wanna love me, you just wanna make love with me, you don't wanna love me, baby. I can't wait, you don't understand. I try to hide, you crushing me up, crushing me up, crushing me up. Baby, go, baby, stay, there's nobody else that's feeling this way. Just try to yourself, the things that you hate, the things that you hate, the things that you hate. Every single day she won't be stick, yeah. Every single day she sit on it, yeah. She really ride it like that. Really love me, she just wanna fuck me. She don't really love me, she just wanna fuck me. She just want me money, me the never